Welcome back to the final session of AIPI model, Achieving Artificial Intelligence to the Process Innovation, Part 4. Now we move on to the knowledge to the innovation, creating the engineers who will build Industry 6 and beyond. Machines are becoming smarter, factories are becoming connected, AI is becoming capable, but one question is still remain. Who will build the future? Is it software or robots or artificial intelligence? No, people. Future ready engineers, future ready researchers, future ready educators. And now what must be changed in the engineering education? From the syllabus or from the delivery, innovation capabilities. For decades, engineering education is followed a similar learning pattern. So that is learn, memorize, examine, and finally graduation. For many years, that models successfully produced engineers for the traditional industries. But for the industry, our students are entering today are no longer traditional. Today's engineer must solve problems that have never existed before. It's a climate resilience manufacturing, AI-enabled factories, it's a human-robot collaboration, autonomous system, and sustainable productions, digital twins, and industrial cybersecurities. These challenges cannot be solved by memorizing alone. They require the curiosity, experimentation, and critical thinking, collaboration, and innovations. The new learning journey, instead of learn, memorize, and examine and graduation, imagine this journey and observe the questions to design, build, and test. Or if it is fails, you need to improve and then innovate. Failure is not opposite to the success. Failure is data, because failure is the feedback. Failure is the part of the process innovation. So educational transformation is the classroom should become an innovative studio. So the laboratory should become an experimental ecosystem. It should come from the mini projects and become the problem solving mission. Internship should become industry innovation challenges. Faculty should become innovation mentor. So students should become the technology creators. When students stop asking what project should I do, instead of that, and need to begin asking what problem should I solve. So engineering education has to transform. So this is an important theme. Next we move on to the opportunities for our faculties and teaching technology. So today every faculty members watch it today. You are no longer only a teacher, you are an architecture of the future workforce. So imagine the possibilities. The AI enabled curriculum, so interdisciplinary research industries, the sponsored challenges are there. So smart laboratories, patent oriented student project, and digital twins, and research, industrial AI applications, and innovations should driven by the publications such as mentoring and industrial institute collaboration. The faculty of the future and the faculty members will not only simply deliver the lectures, the future faculty members will guide the innovations and connect the students with industry, build the research ecosystem, and mentor startup. For example, create a patents and develop multidisciplinary teams and transform idea into prototypes. So transform prototypes into products and then transform products into startup. So this is very important nowadays to make the students really innovators So every department can become an innovation ecosystem. So opportunity for the students and the future engineers must become a hybrid innovators. So we not recruit the student based on the departments they will recruit because of their problem solving. And imagine the team is like a mechanical or a AI or electrical electronics or AI electronics or robotic computer science or manufacturing AI, digital twins in civil or smart infrastructure biomedical and machine learning agriculture and robotic. Every major breakthrough will happen. So this breakthrough will where the disciplinary intersect the innovation does not happens instead of departmental boundaries. Innovation happens at the intersection of knowledge. So we need a collaboration here. Future students skills should learn by engineering fundamental is very important, and then AI literacy and data interpretation. So system thinking and every communication, leadership, entrepreneurship and all from the innovation is very important. So because tomorrow engineers must create the technology, not simply operating the technology. From that we move on to the 100 innovation challenge, a mission for every engineers and also for the institutions. Imagine every department identify 100 real industrial problems or social problems. In our upcoming session I am going to add a problem solving technique which is very important. I given many webinars. I also share some of the webinar videos how to solve our problems. Okay, now the project title is a real problem. So observe the documents, prioritize and study, then redesign that prototype and then collect the data, apply the intelligence and validate and deploy. From these 100 problems could emerge research papers and patents and products and startups and consulting projects. So industry partners or employment opportunities, technology transfers, everything will happen. This is the power of the process innovation. Do not ask the students to search the Google for project ideas. Teach them to observe from the world real problems and discover the problem and worth solving that. That is where the innovation begins. So my AIPI framework, Achieving Artificial Intelligence Through Process Innovation, this is the framework that can connect our entire journey today. That is the problem. We need to understand the process understanding, and then the process innovation. Then automation starts from the sensing, connectivity, data and production. So decision, adaptation and learning, and then follows the intelligence. So notice something, artificial intelligence appears near the end, so not the beginning. So because intelligence is achieved through a careful engineering journey. So every stage matters. If your process understand is weak, so AI become weak. If process sensing is poor, the prediction become unreliable. As I told you earlier, if the data lacks context, the decision of quality suffers. So strength of AI depends on the strength of engineering process. That is the philosophy behind this AIPI model. Okay, let's move on to the future of engineering. Industry 4 connected to the mission. Industry 5 placed the human back into the center. And emerging Industry 6 thinking about the explore deep human AI collaboration. And exploring the Industry 7 thinking invites us to intelligent and imagine the intelligent ecosystem guided by the purpose, but through every stage. Stage 1, the principle remains constant, that is process innovation. Technology changes, but the tool changes, the program change, and language change, algorithm evolves, so machines become smarter. But innovation always begins with people willing to observe. So as I told you earlier, the first sensor we need to put in is our observation. So observation around us, it is a main sensor for naturally available sensor. We can see, hear and sense with our sense organs to understand, observe our environment, question it, improve it and create. The final message from my side is technology should not merely automate the task, it should amplify the human capabilities, and engineering education should not produce only graduations or graduates, it should produce the innovators, researchers, entrepreneurs, inventors and problem solvers. Finally, challenge before we conclude, I would like every participant to ask yourself one question. When you return to your institution tomorrow, what is the one change you will make to create more innovators? Because the future will not be built by those who simply use the artificial intelligence. The future will be built by those who create, who is responsible and who is ethical and who is human censored, and the intelligent system need to be created immediately. So that system is very important. Today we begin with one simple question: how did we really reach the artificial intelligence? We discovered already the AI doesn't begin with the algorithm, it begins with the process innovation. We learned how machines become intelligence, how factory become intelligence, how human and AI can collaborate, and finally how education must evolve. So I leave you now with one final thought: the future does not begins to those who simply adapt the technology. It belongs to those who innovate with a purpose, learn with the wisdom, and use technology to amplify the human potential. Thank you for your valuable time, thoughtfully participation and commitment to advance the engineering educations of research. I wish you all continuous success in shaping the next generation of innovators. Thank you. Jai Hind.